Look, 6:30. Go. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the Monday, March 24th, 2025 meeting of the Rome City Commission. We begin every meeting with an invocation and a pledge to the flag. Tonight, I'm going to ask our former mayor, Jamie Doss, if he will, to lead us in that.
Please, if you'd like to join me, please stand and bow your heads. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Amen. Please address the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, if you will, call the roll.
Mayor McDaniel.
Here.
Commissioner Bojo.
Here.
Brock. Here. Cochran. Here. Beeman. Here. Dawes.
Here.
Quick.
Here.
Collins.
Here.
Robinson. Here.
Thank you. You all received the minutes of the March 10th, 2025 meeting of the commission. We will approve those by common consent. We have no proclamations. We have no registered guests. We have two resolutions tonight, and I'm going to call on Commissioner Randy Quick.
First resolution is the renaming of Vale Parkway to Eagle Way Northwest, and the resolution reads, "Be it resolved by the Rome City Commission, as it is hereby resolved by the authority of the same, that it is the intention of the Rome City Commission to change the name to the following street to Eagle Way Northwest. Vale Parkway Northwest, which runs westerly from Technology Parkway Northwest, having an apparent 100-foot right-of-way to its termination point to the end of the existing cul-de-sac of Vale Parkway having an 80-foot right-of-way, is hereby to be renamed Eagle Way Northwest. This resolution will become effective on the 25th day of March, adopted the 24th day of March, 2025. And that comes as a motion.
Second.
For the motion, for the resolution, motion is second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Bojo.
Yes.
Brock. Yes. Cochran.
Yes.
Beeman.
Yes.
Dawes.
Yes.
Quick.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Item B, I will recuse myself. Mayor Pro Tem Bojo will take over.
Item B under resolutions is a street closing streets and alley at Oakdean. And I'm going to ask Randy if he will read the first paragraph only.
Be it resolved by the Rome City Commission and is hereby resolved by the authority of the same that it is the intention of the Rome City Commission to close part of River Avenue, a part of Coral Avenue, a part of Reservation Street, a part of Railroad Street, James Street, Spruce Street, and an alley running between Spruce Street and James Street as a street alley, being the following described property in Rome, Floyd County, Georgia, and to convey said property to adjoining property owners, Pete Clarence McDonald Jr., Jane N. McDonald, and Dallas Properties, LLC, for $1 and other good and valuable consideration. Said property will be closed and conveyed as described in the parcels.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll need a motion for this to take place.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Mr. Clerk, if you'll call the roll.
Sir. Commissioner Bojo.
Yes.
Brock. Yes. Cochran.
Yes.
Beeman.
Yes.
Dawes.
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Robinson.
Abstain.
Okay, item 7, first reading.
Yes, sir.
You know,
I will. The ordinance before you is coming from the Public Safety Committee, and they have recommended adoption. This is known as the spay, neuter, and chip ordinance. Understand this is similar or maybe exact wording of the document that the county has adopted, and the recommendation is for first reading tonight and a second reading and vote at our next meeting on April 14th.
Okay. We have nothing on second reading, nothing continued on first reading. We have 2 items for public hearing, and call on Bryce Wood.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. We have 2 items for you this evening. The first is file Z25-03-02 for the property at 1 Westland Drive. Excuse me, let me pull it up. This is the property outline on your screen. We're off of the corner of Westland Drive and Coker Drive off of Shorter Avenue. As you can see, this property has been zoned community commercial since the adoption of the ULDC. Over the last few years, we've fixed several of these properties. Several of these used to be zoned CC, and as people have wanted to sell them, we've changed the zoning. This is important because it could lead to some commercial use along Shorter Avenue, potentially expanding rearward. At one point, we had a request from the Wendy's to route their drive-through out onto Westland Drive, so it is something we'd like to clean up. There is no proposed change of use of the property. This is looking in from the intersection. Looking down Westland Drive, across Coker, and further out Coker. This comes with a staff recommendation of approval and unanimous approval from the Planning Commission. Thank you.
I hereby open the public hearing. Is anyone here to speak in favor of this request? Is anyone here to speak in opposition of this request? Hereby close the public hearing. I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor. I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Sir, Commissioner Bojo?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Beeman?
Yes.
Dawes?
Yes.
Quick?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
That motion carries.
No worries.
All right, and our second item for you this evening is file Z25-03-05 for the property at 0 Hull Avenue and 1908 Hull Avenue, both being zoned high-density traditional residential. The request is to rezone to light industrial. These are the 2 properties outlined on your screen. The applicant actually owns these 2 to the west. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but there is unopened right-of-way between the 2. The applicants have a concrete pad where they would like to construct a building for a small business they own, as well as the storage of some automobiles. This is a zoning map of the area. There are quite a few light industrial properties. Some of them are actually houses. Many of them revolve around the old rail line that used to run through there, which will hopefully be a trail in the near future. These properties are already serviced by public water and sewer. We would like to see some more housing in the area, so staff is concerned about the possibility of rezoning it away from residential. The future land use map shows these as low-density residential as well. This is the application. This is looking in from Hull Avenue. The house across the street. Looking over the fence, nice garden and a collection of cars. From another angle, some construction debris and whatnot. You see a concrete pad here at the rear. Staff had concerns about what rezoning it to light industrial turns into, as it allows for convenience stores, auto repair, you name it. Another possible option that we've investigated is to close that public right-of-way and to merge all those properties together to create one large one. At that point, they can have an accessory building like the metal building they're after. So in that case, we believe there's a better alternative. So staff recommends denial without prejudice, and the Planning Commission chose to deny without prejudice. Thank you.
I now open the public hearing. Is anyone here to speak in favor of this request? Is anyone here to speak in opposition of this request? I now close the public hearing. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we go with the Planning Commission denial and approve that denial.
Okay, we have a motion to deny the request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Is that with or without prejudice? Without. Thank you.
We have a motion to deny with prejudice and a second. Any discussion?
I'd like to just follow up on your remark. If they come back and apply to have that alleyway closed, then they would come back to us again?
I believe it would go through Public Works and then come back here, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah.
But that would just be to close the alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it could be combined after that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion?
And the motion was without prejudice.
Without prejudice. Motion second. No further discussion. Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Bojo,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Cochran,
Yes.
Beeman,
Yes.
Dawes,
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Motion is denied. Mr. Clerk, do you have anything?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just want to take a brief moment to brag on the Rome Floyd County Fire Department. Y'all know we talk about the lifeblood of our communities, our employees, and I would be remiss not to just give a shout out. The fire in our Murchie community yesterday was a pretty scary endeavor, and you know, it's something you never want to deal with, but I can't help but brag on a team and to see those guys in action. And they worked tirelessly fighting that, and thankful, you know, just a lot of thanks that nobody was injured, and had a lot of surrounding agencies who showed up to lend support. Those mutual aid agreements are definitely worth their weight in gold, and we had agencies show up to support, and they didn't even have to be called. They were being called on Rome Fire's behalf. So just an awesome showing, and again, proud of our fire department. Wanted to mention that.
Thank you. I was out in our Murchie. I've got family out there, and got about 4 or 5 acres destroyed by that fire, and fire department and natural resources and game and fish, they all did an excellent job.
Mr. Mayor, we also had a fire down right in Commissioner Beeman's neighborhood.
Actually behind my house. So
Yeah,
we
that
had a
was
fire
yesterday.
also.
Did you have any damage?
No, someone next to, a home next to the, Tractor Supply, started a fire yesterday, and it got out of hand, and it went all the way down to honeysuckle in our community. And the forestry had to come and assist, but it lasted from that afternoon all the way to that evening. So it did burn a lot of fam. So the fire department not only was in our Murchie, but they were also in Chulio Hills.
Busy day.
And we woke up to rain this morning. Everybody say amen.
Amen.
Thank God.
Mr. Attorney? Okay. Under my time, we went into executive session during caucus to discuss a real estate matter. Commissioner Bojo made the motion. Commissioner Robinson seconded the motion to go in. No actions were taken. Commissioner Collins made the motion to come out. Commissioner Bojo seconded that motion. The state of the city and county will be held on Wednesday, March 26th at 8:30 a.m. at the City of Rome. It says the River City Forum. We have not officially renamed the forum. I love that name, but that's not the name of it. Be 8:30 this upcoming Wednesday, and the public is welcome. The Joint Services Committee will meet on Tuesday, April the 1st at 9 a.m. in the Sam King Room here. Commissioner Bojo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Community Redevelopment Committee scheduled for March 26th has been canceled. And then the Finance Committee will meet Wednesday, March 26th, 10:30 in the Sam King Room. And a couple more things. First of all, fire overview meeting last week, the committee voted to buy some AEDs for some of our fire units, and that money will come out of opioid funds, and there'll be 4 units bought, and the money coming out of the funds will be $13,750.72, and that will, as soon as we get them, we'll get them placed in the vehicles. And I just make a motion that we approve that so that we can start on that and hopefully get some more later on.
Second.
Anything else, Commissioner Bojo?
No, just got the motion and second.
So we have a motion and second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Bojo?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Beeman?
Yes.
Doss?
Yes.
Quick?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
And to conclude my report, Water and Sewer Committee will meet Thursday, April 3rd, 9 o'clock in the Sam King Room, and that concludes my report.
Commissioner Brock?
Tourism Committee will meet Wednesday, March 26th, 11:45 at the Eco Center. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Cochran?
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Beeman?
The Keep Rome Floyd Beautiful Commission will meet Thursday, March the 27th at 4:00 p.m. at the Eco Center, and that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Doss?
Yes, we need to vote on placing Ronnie Wallace on the Housing Authority of Northwest Georgia.
That comes as a motion.
Yes.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Bojo?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Cochran?
Yes.
Beeman?
Abstain.
Doss?
Yes.
Quick?
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Next, I'd like to place on first reading Mr. Brian Bojo on the Housing Authority of Northwest Georgia and Mr. David Williams to the ULDC Board of Adjustments. And lastly, the mayor has asked me to participate in a feasibility study of our parks and recreation for the city of Rome. And he's also asked Commissioners Robinson and Cochran to be a part of the committee. We're going to be looking at Parks and Rec outside the box. And I expect to have some recommendations at the end. Thank you.
We're going to be looking at Parks and Rec from 2 different angles. Commissioner Bojo's committee, along with Commissioner Collins and Commissioner Robinson, are going to be visiting communities that have some parks to come back with some ideas. Commissioner Doss's committee is going to be looking at the financial feasibility of if the city of Rome should do something different than what we're currently doing with our participation with Floyd County. Thank you, Commissioner Doss.
Thank you,
Commissioner
Mayor.
Quick?
From the Solid Waste Commission, we need to make approval of a couple of items, the recycling shortfall invoices from fourth quarter. And the first is the City of Rome recycling deficit October through December of 2024. The total amount is $15,481.15. And Mr. Clerk, do we need to vote on these separately?
No, sir, I believe in the past, we've been voting on these lump sum.
Okay. The second is the SWC recycling deficit order for October through 2024 of December. And that also is $15,481.15. And those come as a recommendation from the Solid Waste Commission.
That'll come as a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Commissioner Bojo,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Cochran,
Yes.
Beeman,
Yes.
Doss,
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Next, a meeting announcement for Public Works Traffic Transit Trails Committee will meet on Wednesday, April 9th, 10 a.m. in the Sam King Room. And the Floyd County Planning Commission will meet Thursday, April 3rd, here at 2:30 p.m. in the Commission chambers. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Collins?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have a report for the Northwest Regional Commission or the Parks and Rec, and you heard Commissioner Doss and the mayor talk about rec, and we are planning a trip, the committee that I serve under Mr. Pro Temp. I would like to take a minute to share that I know if any of you have been a part of this commission since me and Mayor McDaniel has served together, that he always talked about the fact that me and him bump heads a lot and might sometime even argue, etc. Rest assured that it's out of just respect and trying to make sure that we get things done not only in the proper way but in the spirit of goodwill. I would share with you that we had some important conversation this evening. I know it's a bunch of rumors out there about the fact that this commission could possibly be going to a smaller commission. Those rumors, I can tell you, that was talked about today. And I am proud of our mayor for the fact that whatever he does it for the interest of this here city. So he's going to research it and make absolutely certain that it's to be for the benefit, and he's going to do things right. And I'm greatly appreciative that he shared with the commission this evening in caucus that, in fact, it was some research done as to see how such as that might look. After getting input from the attorneys as well as some of the other colleagues, he made the determination, and he made it rightfully so, that he could make that call, that he's no longer have any interest in pursuing that situation, and that we, as a team, we're going to move forward from the standpoint of where we at. You see that all of us, we travel all over Georgia and other places. And the 9 commissions that have been in place and led by the mayor that we have now, it's not a place that we go, whether it's Atlanta or Savannah, etc., Rome is pretty much the shining city on the hill. We are looked up to, set great examples on how other cities might want to do their practices. They come here to learn from us. They also use a lot of our staff, Mr. Manager, put a lot of investment in training them, et cetera, to teach at some of these classes to these other cities, et cetera. And we look forward, to tell you the truth, going to these different places and understanding, knowing that we help to a higher standard. I'm greatly appreciated, Mr. Mayor, you taking time out today to share with not only myself the question I had to ask, as well as Commissioner Beekman, and what you had to say about that. Again, thank you very much.
I appreciate you saying that, Commissioner. Commissioner Collins and I have known each other for about 55 years. We've been working together and fussing at each other for about 55 years. And I told him after our caucus tonight that he and I both would be on this commission probably when we were 90 years old, and we're going to be fussing at each other as long as we're on the commission. But he's a dear friend of mine, and I will always consider him a friend. We agree on more than we disagree on, but we can go at each other like old tomcats, but there's a lot of respect there. And I brought up an oatmeal cookie, and I broke it in half, and after the meeting, I'm going to give Bill Collins half my cookie.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor.
I don't do that for anybody.
I had a rookie commissioner sitting beside me to my left tell me that he watched this evening as us tomcats were squabbling and kind of having that squabble, and he said to me something that I think was a learning moment. He said, you know, it's greatly appreciated when you have debates like that, and then to see you and the mayor shake hands and hug after that situation. To know that in the moments like that, it's all about the business of trying to do what's right. And all of us, I think, on this commission had a goal of doing just that. And it was great to hear that from Mr. Commissioner Wayne Robinson.
I just wanted to add that each one of the commissioners needs to do everything they can, explore ideas, whatever we need to do if we think it can make us a better, stronger city. And I think we concluded that maybe we do have a lot of commissioners, but everyone has an equal seat. And if we make a change, that equality could be interrupted. And so I appreciate each and every one of the commissioners always exploring new ideas. Thank you.
Commissioner Robinson?
Mr. Mayor, the Downtown Development Authority will meet this Thursday, April 10th at 8:30 in the Carnegie Training Room. And also concerning downtown development, the county will begin managing both the parking facilities, one on 4th Avenue and one on 6th Avenue. They'll start managing those beginning April 1. So we need the commission to take action tonight to terminate the parking contracts. So therefore, I make a motion to terminate the parking deck management agreements between the city, Floyd County, and the Downtown Development Authority for both the 4th Avenue and the 6th Avenue parking decks, subject to attorney review.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion?
Just to ask Mr. Manager, was it a reason that we needed to make this change?
Yes, sir, Commissioner. We have been working for a while now and studying parking and a lot of conversations with the county. And so, you know, we manage downtown parking out of our DDA office. And the county has expressed an interest in having an opportunity to do some managing of their facilities. And they own both of those. They've always owned Fourth Avenue, and now we no longer have an interest in the law enforcement. So it just seemed like a good time for this to take place as we have studied and regrouped. And so, and we'll continue to study our parking model. And I would be remiss to not point out that we are about to see a new parking enforcement patrol vehicle downtown. So be on the lookout for that.
Thank you.
This would become effective, the management will go into effect on April 1. We will terminate the agreements at the end of this month.
Any other questions? Clerk, call the roll.
Sir. Commissioner Bojo,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Cochran,
Yes.
Yes.
Dawes,
Yes.
Quick,
Yes.
Collins,
Yes?
Robinson.
Yes. That's all the reports I have, Mr. Mayor.
We don't have anything else on the agenda. We try to be very transparent. We have a lot of committee meetings. People are welcome to come to our committee meetings, to our commission meetings, and we have good participation. But the state of the city and the county meeting that's going to be held Wednesday morning, it will give, I think, a good insight from the county's view, and they have a whole different body of responsibility than the city does, and then also from the city's perspective. And we have a different body of responsibility than they do. We have 30 joint service agreements, so we work very well with the county. It's not always easy. And when these issues like Parks and Rec come up, it's very difficult. And the goal of this city commission is to serve the citizens of the city of Rome. And when we get to the point where it looks like the city of Rome's citizens are not being served, and I'm talking about the parks within the city and the recreational sports, if we're not seeing all of our citizens being able to participate, then it's time for us to take a look at that. And so that's what we're going to do, and we will try to be as fair with the county as we can be, but we operate with city tax dollars, and we're going to be as fair as we can be. If there's nothing else, we're adjourned. Thank you.